My best friend Jules sat on my bed folding swimsuits for my honeymoon and said, "This honeymoon is just what you two need after you almost died on that mountain." I knew she was right. Now that I was done with physical therapy from shattering my ankle on our engagement trip, Caleb and I deserved a trip where nothing went wrong, and this honeymoon was going to be perfect. Caleb and I flew to an island that felt like something out of a James Bond movie. For 3 days, we drank out of coconuts and splashed in the waves, and I felt like I was finally getting a break from the awful year we'd had. Then, it was time for the scuba dive. The captain took us out 6 miles in a small boat. The resort was already behind us, this tiny strip of white against the green hills getting smaller and smaller until it disappeared. We left our phones and belongings on board, and the captain said he'd circle back in an hour. Caleb held my hand on the edge of the boat and said, "This is it. This is what I've been waiting for." The water was so clear you could see the bottom 40 feet down. Caleb squeezed my hand through our gloves underwater and pointed at a sea turtle, and I remember thinking this was the happiest I'd ever been in my entire life. When we surfaced, the boat was gone. I pulled my mask up and spun around in a full circle. Blue water in every direction. No boat, no land, no anything. Just the horizon line cutting the world in half and us floating in the middle of it. "Where's the boat?" I said. Caleb ripped his mask off and started spinning. What the hell? He was supposed to anchor right here. He was supposed to be right here. His voice was cracking and his hands were shaking, and he grabbed onto me like I was the only solid thing left in the world. We floated there for 20 minutes, scanning for a boat that never came. The sun was getting lower. "We can't just float here," I said. "We need to swim." Caleb looked around helplessly. "I don't even know which direction land is." I picked west because the coast was that way. "Okay," he said. "You're right. I'd be completely lost without you." We started swimming. The first hour wasn't bad. We had adrenaline and the wetsuits kept us warm. By the second hour, everything hurt. My arms were concrete and my legs were cramping so bad I had to stop twice to float on my back and stretch them out. The salt was burning my eyes blind. My lips were cracked and swollen, and every swallow tasted like ocean. I could feel the wetsuit chafing against sunburnt skin on the back of my neck. Caleb was struggling beside me, breathing ragged, falling behind. I kept slowing down to let him catch up. "Talk to me," I said. "About what? Tell me about our first date. You were 20 minutes late because you changed your outfit 4 times. Who told you that?" "Your mom, at the rehearsal dinner, in front of everyone. I'm going to kill her." "You looked incredible though. That blue dress. I knew I was going to marry you before the appetizers came." I smiled even though my face hurt. He told me about burning Thanksgiving dinner trying to impress my parents, and I told him about throwing up in the parking lot before meeting his mom. We kept swimming and kept talking because the conversation was the only thing holding the fear down. After another hour, I spotted something on the water, a shape, far away but moving, a boat. I stopped and waved both arms, screaming as loud as I could. "Hey, over here, hey!" Caleb grabbed my arm. "Stop, you're wasting energy. There's a boat. It's miles away. They can't see us. You're going to exhaust yourself and then you won't have the strength to keep swimming." He was right. I dropped my arms. The boat crossed the horizon and disappeared, and I watched it go, feeling something heavy settle in my chest. That was our shot, and it was gone. We kept swimming. My arms were failing. Every stroke was like lifting a sandbag out of the water and putting it back in. "Are we even going the right direction?" I asked. "I don't know," Caleb said, "but you picked it, and I trust you. What if I'm wrong? What if there's nothing out here? Then we swim until there is. We don't stop. That's the rule." "I'm so tired, Caleb." "I know. Me too. But I'm not letting you give up. You're the girl who survived a rock slide on a broken ankle. You don't quit. It's literally your worst quality." I laughed, and it turned into a cough, and the cough turned into choking on salt water, and he held me up while I sputtered. "See?" he said. "Can't even drown properly." I thought about Jules, about what she'd say if she could see me right now. She'd tell me I was being dramatic. She'd tell me I survived Colorado so I could survive a little swim. And she'd be right. I survived that mountain because I refused to quit. If I survived that, I could survive this. The sun went down and the water turned black. Temperature dropped hard enough that I started shivering even inside the wetsuit. Waves got bigger. Every sound was louder, and I kept feeling things brush my legs in the dark underneath me. I couldn't see the horizon anymore. I couldn't see anything except the faint outline of Caleb's face next to mine, and the stars above us and the black water below that went down forever. "Caleb, I'm scared." "I know. Me too. But we're together." That's what we said in our vows. Whatever comes, we face it together. What if we don't make it? We're going to make it. Because you chose West, and I trust you, and we are not dying in the ocean on our honeymoon. That would be the worst wedding present in history. He grabbed my hand, and I squeezed until my knuckles ached. That's when I saw the fin. 40 feet to our left, moving slow through the black water. I stopped swimming. Caleb, I see it. Oh God, don't splash. Just float. We pressed together and held perfectly still. The fin traced a wide circle around us like it was drawing a line we weren't allowed to cross. A second fin appeared behind us, smaller and faster, cutting a tighter arc. There's two, I whispered. I see them. Stay calm. They're curious. Curious is not the word I'd use for something with 300 teeth. The larger shark came closer on its next pass, close enough to see its body underneath, massive and gray, moving with a deliberate patience like it had all the time in the world because it did. It passed within 10 feet, and I could see its eye, flat and black and reflecting nothing. And every cell in my body screamed at me to kick and thrash and swim. It turned and came back closer. I felt the water push against my legs as it moved underneath us. I can feel it under us. Don't move. Caleb, it's right under us. I know. Hold on to me. The shark surfaced 5 feet away, dorsal fin so close I could have touched it, then dove and vanished. Then a third fin appeared, further out, circling wider. 3 sharks, in open water, at night. We have to swim, I said. Now. The splashing will attract them. There are 3, and they're getting closer. We move, or we die. I started swimming. Hard, desperate strokes that sent water everywhere. One of the smaller sharks cut across our path, and its wake shoved me sideways. I choked on a wave and kept going. Caleb was right behind me. There, I yelled. On the horizon. A dark shape, solid and unmoving while everything else shifted and rolled. I don't know if that's real, Caleb said. It's the only thing out there. We swam for it. I counted strokes to keep my brain from shutting down. 100, 200, 300. My arms became dead heavy things that I was somehow still forcing through the water. One of the sharks passed directly underneath me, and its back scraped my legs like rough sandpaper, and I screamed so loud something in my throat tore open. Caleb grabbed my hand. Don't stop! I thought about Colorado, about lying on that ledge, sure I was going to die. I didn't die then, and I wasn't dying now. The last stretch was the worst. Arms gone, I switched to kicking on my back. A wave pushed me toward rocks, and my knees hit solid ground, and I crawled out of the water and dragged myself up the beach until I was clear of the tide. I lay face down in the sand, and I could feel the earth underneath me, solid and still, and I pressed my whole body against it. I rolled over and vomited salt water and lay there shaking and gasping and crying. We made it. We actually made it. Caleb collapsed beside me. He was breathing hard, but within minutes, he was sitting up and looking around while I was still trying to remember how lungs worked. You saved us, he said. If you hadn't found this island, we'd be dead. I couldn't respond yet. I just lay there feeling the sand under my back and the sky above me and the beautiful absence of water. When I could finally move, I forced myself up. I found rainwater collected in a rock depression and drank, and it was the best thing I'd ever tasted. I brought some back to Caleb in my cupped hands. You're incredible, he said. I never would have found that. I walked the perimeter cataloging everything. Driftwood along the waterline, some dry, some soaked. A flat clearing where SOS could be spelled in rocks. Scrub brush that might burn if we could get it lit. Jules would be proud of me right now. She always said I was the toughest person she knew. We need to build a signal fire, I told Caleb. Wood soaked. Not all of it. I found dry pieces further up. You need to rest first. You can barely stand. I'll rest after we build it. If a boat or plane passes tonight and there's no fire, we could miss our only chance. Babe, it's the middle of the night in the middle of the ocean. Nobody is flying over this spot right now. We conserve energy and wait for morning. You don't know that. What if nobody notices the boat is missing until tomorrow? A fire could save us hours. And if you collapse from exhaustion trying to build it, you can barely stand. Please, just rest until sunrise. Fine, but at first light we build the fire, spell SOS with rocks, and do everything we can. Absolutely. First light. I promise. I walked over to the dry wood I'd found and started trying to build the fire myself anyway. I gathered sticks and dried brush and tried rubbing 2 pieces of driftwood together the way I'd seen in movies, and nothing happened except my palms blistered. I tried faster. Nothing. Caleb watched me from the sand. I can help you with that in the morning. I'll find better tinder when there's light. I kept trying. My hands were raw and shaking, and I couldn't generate enough friction to produce even a wisp of smoke. After 20 minutes, I threw the sticks down. I can't do it. I know. He walked over and put his arm around me. You're the most stubborn person alive, and I love that about you, but your body is shutting down. Please come lie down. He pulled me close and rubbed my shoulders and kissed the top of my head. You are the strongest person I have ever met. You swam through sharks for me. The least I can do is make sure you survive the night. Wake me if you see something. I will. I curled up in the palm fronds he'd gathered, and he sat beside me, running his fingers through my hair. Hey, he said softly. Yeah? I need to tell you something. When we were in the water and I saw those sharks, I thought about what would happen if they got you. And I realized I would have let them take me too. I wouldn't have kept swimming without you. There would be no point. Don't say that. It's true. You're the only thing in my life that matters. Jules, my parents, my job, none of it means anything if I don't have you. I reached up and touched his face. We're going to be fine, I said. We're going to get home and laugh about this. I know, because you won't let us die. That's your superpower. I thought about Jules. I thought about calling her from the resort and telling her everything. I thought about the three of us having dinner when we got home. She loved me so much. I was asleep within minutes. I woke up in the dark to his voice behind a boulder 20 feet away. She's done. She can barely move. Just get here before morning. My first thought was rescue. Then, no, I'm fine. She did most of the work. If she wakes up and sees you, she's going to have questions. A pause. The island I told you about. Same coordinates I sent you last week. While we packed suitcases, he was sending coordinates here. Just be here by sunrise. Then softer. I know, baby. It's almost over. I'll be home before you know it. This is going to work out for both of us. Baby. He was calling someone baby on a phone he'd had in his pocket this entire time. I didn't understand yet. I just knew I needed to get to that phone. I lay still and waited. He came back and settled into the sand. I waited until morning light crept across the sky. Caleb, I'm freezing. Something's wrong with me. He opened his eyes. You're probably hypothermic. Can you find driftwood on the other side of the island? I can't stand up. He studied me, then got up. Stay here. The second he disappeared, I grabbed the phone. No passcode. The last call was to Jay with a heart emoji. I opened the texts and scrolled, and my blood went cold because Jay was Jules. 3 weeks ago from Caleb. Found the island, 6 miles offshore. Current runs against you the whole way. She's not strong enough. You pick me up at sunrise and we tell everyone she drowned. From Jules. Are you sure? From Caleb. This is the only way. I scrolled faster. A text from the morning of our wedding. Caleb to Jules. Last day I have to pretend. I love you. Wait for me. The night before our dive. Tomorrow's the day. By tomorrow night, she'll be at the bottom of the ocean. A year of messages. They'd been together before the proposal, before the engagement, before any of it. Then I found a thread from right after Colorado. Caleb. The hiking thing didn't work. She was supposed to die on that mountain. Jules. I know. What do we do now? Caleb. We try again. But next time, I make sure there's no way out. Colorado wasn't an accident. The rock slide that I'd spent a year being proud of surviving was the first time my husband tried to kill me. And my best friend knew. She knew the whole time. I called the Coast Guard. I gave them coordinates. My husband tried to kill me. Helicopter dispatching. 40 minutes. Footsteps on rocks. Phone back in the bag. Lie down. Eyes closed. He came back with sticks. This is all I could find. Thank you. He sat and arranged wood while a helicopter flew toward us, and he had no idea. Then I heard the blades. Caleb's head snapped up. The spotlight hit the island. He looked at the helicopter, then at me, and 2 years of performance dropped off his face. Did you find my phone? Flat. Cold. Nothing behind his eyes. I stood up. You had a phone the entire time. Did you go through it? I read everything. Colorado. Jules. All of it. His face went gray. Colorado wasn't an accident. You tried to kill me on that mountain, and when it didn't work, you and Jules spent a year planning how to do it again? The helicopter was overhead, sand whipping everywhere. You were never supposed to make it here, he screamed. The current should have taken you an hour ago. Why couldn't you just stop? Because I didn't want to die. I didn't want to marry you. My parents loved you, and I couldn't break their hearts. So you tried to kill me? Twice? And my best friend helped you? Jules loves me. She's loved me since before I ever met you. The hiking trip was supposed to end it, but you wouldn't die, and then she felt so guilty she started coming around all the time, and you two became best friends, and I had to sit there watching you plan girls' nights with the woman I actually love. She drove me to physical therapy. She sat on my couch and told me how lucky you were to have me. I know. Do you think that wasn't torture for me? Watching the two of you become inseparable while Jules and I were trying to figure out how to get rid of you? I brought you water in my hands tonight. I found rainwater and carried it to you, and you drank it and told me I was incredible. And the whole time you were waiting for Jules to come pick you up so you could leave me here to die. You are incredible. That's the problem. You are too stubborn and too strong and too good at not dying, and I hate you for it. You just told me 4 hours ago that you'd let the sharks take you rather than live without me. I was lying. I've been lying since the day we met. Every kiss, every vow, every I love you, all of it. The only real thing in my life is Jules, and you almost took her from me by refusing to die. Officers were coming ashore. He grabbed Driftwood. Stay back! His bag! I screamed. His phone has everything. A year of messages to my best friend who helped him try to kill me twice. He swung at the first officer. Missed. 2 more tackled him face down into the sand. He was thrashing and kicking and screaming, and it took 3 of them to hold him while a 4th secured his wrists. She was supposed to die in the water, he screamed into the sand. The sharks were right there and she just kept swimming. What kind of person sees sharks and just keeps going? An officer looked at me. Ma'am, are you hurt? I was barefoot on a rock in a wetsuit I'd worn for 16 hours. Sunburnt, dehydrated, shaking. The man I married 6 days ago was screaming into the sand. The woman I'd called my best friend was waiting at a marina to collect him. I'm alive, I said, so I'm doing better than either of them planned. They found the phone. Jules was arrested at a marina loading gas into a rented boat programmed with the same coordinates. She confessed within the hour, told the police everything, said she'd loved Caleb since before he ever met me, and that they'd been together the whole time, and that Colorado was supposed to end it, but I was too stubborn to die, and they'd been trying to figure out a second attempt ever since. On the helicopter back, I sat in a thermal blanket and thought about Jules sitting on my bed helping me pack. If anyone deserves this, it's you two. I thought about her driving me to physical therapy after Colorado and making us dinner and sitting on our couch telling me how lucky Caleb was. I thought about every girl's night and every phone call and every time she hugged me and told me I was the toughest person she knew while she was texting my husband about how to finish what the mountain started. I thought about treading water in the dark with sharks beneath me, telling myself I was a survivor because I'd survived Colorado. I almost heard Jules's voice out there telling me to keep going. And now I knew that voice belonged to a woman who'd been waiting at a marina to collect my husband's body and leave mine on a rock in the middle of the ocean. She was right about one thing, though. I am a survivor. I just didn't know until tonight that she was one of the things I needed to survive.